This copyrighted broadcast may not be reproduced, reused, retransmitted in any form without the authorized.
The following is a special presentation.
From the Captain Esports Network.
If you're afraid of monsters, this might not be the track for you. Dover Motor Speedway, Dover, Delaware, the first state. Concrete canyons and more. Ready to go racing here at the Monster Mile for 150 laps tonight here in the iRacing Gen 4 series. As we welcome you in on this Tuesday evening, hopefully you're having a good one so far. I am the captain as we get you ready. A good crowd of cars ready to race here this evening. Qualifying going to be wrapping up here in about 2.5 minutes or so. We'll get you ready for the green flag for the race coming up here momentarily. Let's take a look at the point standings. 2 races in, Stephen Miles leads after that win in Vegas last week. He's Got Kyle Ethier by 5 points. Chris Lewis right there behind them. Josh Dillon, Brandon Alphin, your top 5. Bryson right there with them. Randy Cornwell, Casey Carrington, who did not race last week as he's not running a full-time schedule. So likely not going to win the championship, even though he does get a drop week. So, I mean, if he does decide to run the last 8 races here, he could still win it. Daniel Giroux, Zach Roethlisberger, who made his start last week in the series. So, obviously, those guys still with a chance now with the one drop week that does come into play this season. So, interesting stuff to talk about here. Dover, of course, concrete, 24 degrees of banking in the corners. As you look at the horse track there in the middle. 9 degrees of banking down the straightaways, known as a self-cleaner. So basically, if you wreck and you go up here and hit where the Dover word is here on the wall, you're likely going to end up at the bottom of the track, which means if cars are on their way through, which they're hard to stop, and there's a good view of it right there where the walls are, you could see some big wrecks tonight. We've seen them in real life. You saw the highlight video there, the Sim 500 wreck in turn 3. Yeah, that was at this track in Dover as they wadded them up in a group. So we could see that here this evening. But we'll just, I mean, anything can happen when it's all over with. So this is interesting. As I look right now, a few more cars left to qualify for the race here. And Alex Bryson on the pole, Logan Dinsmore, Josh Parent, Kyle Ethier, and Colby Wells right now, your top 5. Ty Young, Miles, Dylan Rosenberg, Sammy Davis, and Craig Martin. And we'll wait and see if any other cars show up here. Up on the qualifying board here. Telder up to 13th right now. Stringle 22nd. But it looks like AB going to be on the pole. So let's go trackside here. So we'll get ready for the race. But first, the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, anthem is done. Qualifying over with as the cars roll away. As we get ready for 150 laps here at Dover, Alex Bryson, who, by the way, had one of the more dramatic finishes that I've ever seen at this track in another league when he went to Victory Lane and GLSR. He's on the pole with Logan Dinsmore starting on the outside. Josh Parent and Kyle Ethier there, row number 2. Row 3, Colby Wells, Ty Young, Stephen Miles, and Dylan Rosenberg there in row 4. Row 5, Sammy Davis and Craig Martin. Eurykio, Josh Dillon in row 6. Telder, Cornwell, Roethlisberger, Lewis. As we look through the rest of the field, Landon Durhold and David Feit going to be the last of the 24 qualifiers as pace laps are quick here. 70 degrees, overcast skies, 8-mile-an-hour winds, 50% fuel, 3 sets of tires, and voted on by the drivers 150 laps to make up the 150 miles in the race here at Dover. As the pace car pulls in on the very tricky pit road. We will talk about that here this evening. But first, we're going to see the green flag at the Monster Mile as Bryson and Dinsmore are all spinning tires everywhere. As green flag from Dover. Our cameras are presented by TrackCams22.com. You can check them out online on Facebook and the iRacing forums at TrackCams22.com as Josh Perrin almost losing the back end already. Car's going to get loose. Wrong button scallop. As Bryson leads lap 1. Track for the most part is going to be down on the bottom for a little bit, and then I think eventually you'll see the cars move up as they start to try to find that fresh pavement. Colby Wells up to the 3rd position already. You're going to see cars trying to save tires here because you are going to have to double stint likely a set of tires in this race. Matt Elder going past Craig Martin for position there. There's Mark Martin in the 6th car. No, I'm just kidding. That's not Mark Martin. It's Sammy Davis. Sammy up to the 9th position so far. Martin kind of falling back. Not sure if he's maybe saving some tires or just maybe on the struggle bus here a little bit as he gets started in this race. But field getting separated out pretty good here. Turn 1, and we do get that view tonight, by the way. Cannot wait to see what this looks like on some double stint tires this evening. But when that happens, hopefully going to have that right front tire view, but we'll see. Anyways, Parent ahead of Ethier there, 4th and 5th positions, about a half second right now. There's Cornwell behind the 29 of Roethlisberger, who had a great run in his debut. As for 2nd, here comes Colby in the 45 car, taking a position from Dinsmore and move him up to the 2nd spot. Here's our tire view I was telling you about. So we look at the right front tire. We're going to watch this bad boy because this thing is going to get eaten. We really haven't seen heavy wear in our latest broadcast here from the Coleman cam, but we'll see when this race ends, or as we get double stint on tires, about 80 laps or so, potentially. We might get some tires blowing out, as there goes Colby to the lead, passing Bryson here at lap number 9. So first lead change of the night, right there. Roethlisberger making moves inside the 6. There's Dylan Rosenberg back after his 1-week hiatus. So we have our Scrabble names here. Rosenberg and Roethlisberger battling each other. Telder knocking the wall down back there off 4. You can already see the track starting to rubber up pretty good. Wells out to about a second of a lead right now on Bryson. Dinsmore's fallen back to 1.6 off of Bryson, about 4.6 off of Colby Wells. Check back here, the 100 car, David Stringle. And Ramsey's going to get in the back of him. And caution's going to come out. And caution out for the first time, lap 13. Just runs in the back of him. And that's going to bring the leaders to pit road here early. And forgive me, my timing and scoring is giving me issues here. We'll show the pit stops here just a second. Everybody on pit road for at least fuel right now. A couple cars actually going to stay out. Colby Wells winning the race off pit road with Bryson, Dinsmore, Parent, Ethier, Miles, and all those guys getting off pit road. Randy Cornwell, Casey Carrington, Devin Ramsey all stay out. So get ready to go green at lap 6, make that 17. And we're going to have 3 cars staying out here, so now you're really got to be careful of wheel spin. As they get ready to go back to green. Cornwell on the pedals. He takes off. Good restart there for Colby Wells. These guys early into the run. Looks like everybody took fuel. Only Stringle getting his damage fixed. Should be okay as he backed it into the wall. So as long as you don't have engine damage, that car should drive fine. As Colby dives underneath of Carrington, going to take second. And I mentioned tire wear going to be pretty big here. Lewis trying to make a move on Telder. Telder trying to make a move at the same time there. Both of them kind of got out of the gas there to stay single file at the moment. As we complete lap number 19 here. In this track, all about being patient, and obviously you leave a gap open there. It can really get closed up very quickly there, as you saw just now. Ty Young trying to, and now Telder's going to turn Ty into the wall, and caution comes out. And caution for the second time. As it looks like the 28 getting turned. And there might have been something else too, because he didn't get turned too much there. Go down to turn 3, or out of turn 3 and 4 there. You see Telder being defensive there, and Ty goes down a little bit to be defensive to Telder. And there's a little bit of contact there. Telder didn't like that move too much. They come out of 2. And that's where Young really is going to get defensive here. And Telder, and he's a short track guy, and he's going to just move the 28 out of the way. And bring the caution out for the second time. Obviously, temper's already flaring here after 20 laps at Dover. And I'm going to mute my mic for a second, and be right back. As the green flag comes back out, lap number 23. Kobe Wells leading them to the restart here with the 99 of Carrington, the 22 of Cornwell and Dinsmore. Ramsey there in that 9 car to 31 of Josh Parent. Kyle Ether as Dinsmore makes a move inside to 22. That being for the 3rd position. Tight off the wall. These fast speeds creates that kind of situation where that can happen out here on the track. Is already completing a what 6th of the distance already. 25 out of 150 in this race. You see Bryson now, the 31, coming into play also. This is where the strategies are going to come into play. Tires versus no tires throughout the night. taking care of that now as we are at lap number 29, going to lap 30 of this race. And you see Devin Ramsey's been falling back there as we've been kind of just following the battles here for a second while my mic was muted, taking care of a couple of things. But everybody's single file here, trying to get back into a rhythm after 2 quick cautions in this race. Here trying to hold off Alex Bryson. As Bryson falls back to the 7th position there as Roethlisberger and the Harvick paint scheme goes by for position. These tires wear out more and more. It gets tougher and tougher to make passes down there on that bottom side. As Roethlisberger dives it in there on the 8 car. And it looks like we'll clear him for position. So move Zach up to 6. But Ethier with a run top side here. As we start seeing the sun come out. You just see this track getting darker and darker and darker. And that's what it's going to do. And that's what it opens up this track. Dinsmore loses a spot to Parent there in that 31, that Singular Wireless car. Of course, Singular Wireless no longer exists. Looks like Ether's starting to fall back just a little bit. All 24 cars still on track, even though we've had 2 quick cautions. Oh, Randy Cornwell, this might be a pit stop. It looks like, yep, Carrington and Cornwell coming to pit road on what could be the toughest pit road in all of racing. Either this one or Darlington. I'll let you vote. And Devin Ramsey coming with him, lap 36. And that is because the turn in pit road entry is right in the middle of the corner. And then you got to slow to 35 miles an hour as these cars are out here running around here at 23.5-second laps. Miles to the inside of the 16, and what these guys need to hope for that are on pit road now, they need this race to stay green, because if not, they are going to lose, if not probably a lap, if not 2 during this green flag run. But the good news is they're going to be way faster on the tires as Telder goes inside of Dinsmore there in that 16, going to bring Lewis with him. See the tight loose coming into play where they got to kind of yank that wheel down to stay off the other car to the outside lane. When Rosenberg coming into play there in that 91 car is the 6 of Sammy Davis. Trying to get himself in the right position. You just see all these cars tank slapping off these corners. One of these love-hate tracks. People love racing Dover, and then you got people that hate racing Dover. I personally enjoy it. I just am not that good at it on iRacing. I'm okay at it. Go back here to Josh Dillon. The UPS car making a pass on Craig Martin, teammates there. So move the 88 up to the 12th position. Somebody's in the outside wall. Rosenberg and Dinsmore. And Dinsmore's lost his nose. No cautions. They stayed straight. Rosenberg must have a meatball as he's coming to pit road now. See, we get your replay of what just took place there. Dinsmore, pounds the outside wall. And then going, and he and the 91 come together. Not sure if there was more to that. I don't think there was. Yeah, so he's up ahead of the 91 here, so. Dinsmore actually got in the back of Lewis and almost had turned there. Rosenberg got in the back with the check up there, and here's where Dinsmore gets part of the wall, but they end up getting together there, and unfortunately, and now caution is out, by the way, here at lap 46, and David Fight has gone around in the 15 car. There's action everywhere here. Fight in the Busch Ford car. The 15. Let's see what happens to him into turn 3. Oh, he and the 97 come together. And this is going to trap those cars that came to pit road early a lap down, or at least 2 laps down. We'll come back to the replay here. Let's. The leaders to pit road here. All here at lap number 46. Who's going to take tires? Who's not going to take tires? Everybody looks like tires here for the most part. Josh Dillon not taking tires. Casey Carrington gets a lucky dog. He's back on the lead lap. So the ones that are unlucky here, Randy Cornwell, Devin Ramsey, those guys going to be stuck a lap down. Let's, I want to go back to the wreck here real quickly. I brought the caution out. Little crash cam on this. One of those where Eureka or Beaver in the 97 looked like he was just kind of slow coming off the corner and was shallow, and Fight tried to clear himself up above, and unfortunately they come together. A tough break there for both cars involved. All right, so let's do some tire checks here. Let's, as cars are on pit road, I want to go to Josh Dillon. As he did not take tires, and I believe he is on the same set of tires as earlier. Let's take a look what this thing looks like here when he gets stopped. I mean, I don't see any bad wear from here. Look at it, and the tire looks okay for the most part here. Don't see too much wear, which is good. Tires looking okay. And of course, they have to get to a certain percentage, really, before they really do get worn out, per se. That's the third caution, lap 49. All right, so Colby Wells led the most laps here so far this evening as he gets a good jump there through 3 and 4. As we get the green flag at the 1/3 mark of this race. Looks like the top 3 took tires. Josh Dillon, the first one, not on tires. And then it'll be Stephen Miles there in the 4th position as he's going to shoot by the 88 here. As others battle. Clement Downing serving his penalty there, unfortunately, for the inside cone there, which unfortunately is a rule in the league there where they don't clear outside of passing under yellow. So unfortunately, Clement's a victim of somebody's wreck, becoming a penalty there. So that kind of stinks for him, but unfortunately, it's what the rules are. As up front, here comes Roethlisberger to the inside. And Zach goes to the front, so lap 53, another lead change. Actually, Dylan, you will be scoring points tonight. You will have 2 points because I think it's the top 26. I can't remember 25 or 26. Whatever it's set up to be, you will get points though. 1 or 2. Won't be much. As Colby back to the inside, trying to get the lead back from the 29. And does, as Zach just lets him roll on by, and everybody painting that inside line. So Dillon's fallen all the way back to 12th. He's got his teammate Carrington now back on the lead lap up to 13th already. Landon Durhold there behind Ty Young, who's 14th and 15th as they've been trying to get damage fixed. Good to see Landon in the classic Landon paint scheme, the old DuPont car. Ahead there, you see Carrington making the move. So 57 laps in. Just peeking over here at the schedule for the rest of the season. Next week, we go to Daytona for week number 4. So we'll hit the Super Speedway for the first time this season at Daytona for the Gen 4 cars. That'll be next Tuesday night, and then the following Tuesday, Chicagoland Speedway, and then to Pocono, and then to Bristol. So a good set of tracks coming up. Jump here is the battle for the 12th spot now. There's Dylan, Eurykio, and Dominic Russo. 12th, 13th, 14th position. So as we saw with the pit stops with Carrington and Cornwell and those guys, obviously they went about 36 laps, so we'll have to keep track of that because 46 and 36 is the 72 mark, right around that area. So obviously about 10, 15 laps or so, you'll see these cars coming to pit road and for green flag pit stops. And this is the one track, one of, I think Darlington's the other one is, well, everybody's going to pancake the wall now. And around goes Eurykio. Don't have to worry about the green flag pit stops. Caution goes out. And the 36 goes around. And the fourth yellow comes out. Should help out Devin Ramsey and bring him back up a lap. But it looks like just tight coming off the corner there for 36 and obviously lost that momentum. Landon nowhere to go and he just said, excuse me. And leaders, everybody back on pit road. Starting to see a trend here. We really haven't had enough green flag laps to look at the tires and say, oh, there's some wear. It's fuel only for the 29 and a few others. And Wells going to win the race off pit road with a 5.5 second stop. I see a couple cars maybe taking tires, but not many. All right, I'm going to take this opportunity myself to step away for a quick second. We'll keep the stream going, but be right back for the restart here in a couple laps. All right, so 65 laps in. 3 cars off the track. Parent, who went off track for some reason. Logan Dinsmore and Dylan Rosenberg, 3 cars off track here early, as we're about 10 laps shy of the halfway point. Let's talk to our leader here real quick. Oh, you get a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
All right, man. So leading the race here, just 10 laps from the halfway point. Obviously showing you got a pretty good car. How is it on the long run? Because I know short run, it takes off pretty well.
Yeah, this track's my bread and butter. I love it, short run, long run. I'm a little worried about the tires, but my motto in these races is just run it like hell and see what happens. So we'll keep doing that. It's working for now, so we'll keep rolling.
How's the car been feeling? Pretty smooth, obviously with the gas adjustment. I'm sure it's not the smoothest car to drive.
Yeah, it's I don't know, it's funny, man. Every corner is a little bit different, but I love the footwork in these cars, the brake back on the gas and playing with it and fluttering. So it's a good time. We'll keep going here. I'm not gonna get my hopes too high, but we'll see what happens.
All right, man. Good luck.
Appreciate it.
Kobe Wells leading the race here at lap number 65. As Roethlisberger there to his outside, Alex Bryson, Miles, Kyle Ethier, Matt Telder, Lewis there in 7th, Sammy Davis there in 8th. As pace car brings them off of turn 4. And Colby gets a pretty good launch with Bryson there, and Bryson's got to be careful not to get black flag there for jumping to start, because he passed the 29 to the inside. That was almost too good of a restart for the 38. Looks like everything got cleared on that end. Nothing, no penalties there for the 38 cars. The 10, there's Telder inside of Lewis, takes that spot away. With Stringle starting to make his move back into the race after that early spin in that 100 car. Carrington back up to the 9th position. One car surfing down there. It looked like Durhold. And it looked like he dropped the hot pocket or something there on the inside of the track. Colby said his bread and butter. So obviously a fan of this track. I know I always run pretty well at. And here at this Dover track, a whole nother just different character when it comes to just got to get into a rhythm and just hit your marks here. So easy to, as you heard him say, wear out that right front tire. You got to keep that right front under you. And if you can learn to turn the car off its rear, you might be able to work it a little different. But otherwise, that car just slides, literally. As Cornwell inside of Josh Dillon for 11 takes that spot away. I mean, you're running speeds of 170 miles an hour into these corners, 24-degree banking, slow into 130, 135 or so, and then you're climbing up out of the corner, diving down into the corner. It's if you're a fan of roller coasters, you would probably love racing this track in real life. I hate to say it, I did not like roller coasters. I'm not afraid to admit that. As AB takes second away from, or I'm sorry, Roethlisberger takes second from AB. Oh, and the round goes to 6 of Davis. Nice, he kept it off the wall. That's impressive. But he and Cornwell made contact. Caution out. Trying to work the inside there. You see Cornwell there with him. Just misjudgment into the corner. Cornwell gets in the back of the 6. I mean, great job by the 6 to keep it from tearing up the wall there. And now we're starting to see strategy moves. Yeah, he kept it off the wall. That's impressive. So it looks like Telder, Russo, Durhold, Fight, Young, and Beaver all coming to pit road here at the halfway mark of this race. Take a look at some of these tires as they come to pit road here. Eyes looks pretty solid. Here's Beavers looking okay. Yeah, I don't think these guys have run enough laps really to get too worn out on these tires. I just want to show you guys a photo of once. That's kind of my main goal here, and then from there I'll just keep it as a feature, but right now we're not really seeing anything. I thought this track would be the track that would eat up tires, but we just have not had that long enough green flag run at all. Ramsey coming to pit road. He's going to top off the fuel cell and probably get some damage fixed or something. So next week is going to be Daytona for race number 4. Thursday night, the Truck Series is going to be in action. However, there's been some changes to the series going forward. They're going to be actually doing some recruiting stuff with the trucks while continuing a season platform. So if you're wanting to go out there and race and whatever, there'll be, I think, hosted sessions now instead of in the league. But there'll be no broadcast Thursday night. In that, as they go to, as Lewis goes to work, trying to get some more drivers, obviously, and so on and so forth. But that'll be Thursday night. So if you're looking for somewhere to race and you're watching on the stream, or you happen to catch the stream, the VOD or whatever they call it, I guess, then you can get in there Thursday night, probably the same time, 8 o'clock. And the race will be there. I'm sure it's going to be a track that you'll enjoy, because most recruiting races are at like Charlotte or Michigan or Daytona or Talladega, and it won't be at like the Coliseum or something. So don't worry about that. I appreciate the viewers watching here this evening. Of course, you can hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. If not, then we appreciate you coming back and joining us. As pace car pulls off, and we're going to let you enjoy the sounds of the Gen 4 car as we turn it up here as we go back green. 84 laps complete. Colby Wells still up there in the lead. Bryson up to second as he has gone by Roethlisberger. Of course, Miles hovering there in the fourth position. Kyle Ether, Randy Cornwell, great comeback for this man here as he's been trying to get himself back on track with some good runs. Instead, is part of it's the luck that he throws on himself, and you can maybe count that pit stop as one of those moves. But he has come back from being 2 laps down, back on the lead lap here on lap 85, and trying to get around Ethier for the 5th position. Casey Carrington, also a great comeback for him there in that 99 car as Lewis about drove it off the cliff over in turn 4 there. He's got Craig Martin putting the pressure on him right now. Cornwell doing the short track diamond. Sends it into the corner, lets the car drift up, and it drives it back to the bottom of the track off the corner, making the straightaway as long as possible is what he's doing there. They're trying to carry the speed off, and that lane will work eventually here at Dover. And you see it kind of working as he's coming up to the back of Miles now. He should be able to cross him over here if he... Oh, no, he's just going to keep it there on the top side. Miles gives him the room on the bottom. Showing that top, so net codes the wall a little bit there. Miles, I think, is just kind of biding his time and letting the tire wear just kind of play its role here. As Carrington down to his outside, and there was the Aaron's Dream Machine on by for position. Seriously? I mean, I know we had this front coming through. Oh, geez. Yeah, there's some storms up there in that Grand Rapids area. So Telder got a little tornado warning up in his area right now. Let me, I don't know exactly where he is there in that Grand Rapids area, but that's interesting. I wonder if he's just sell over here to the east. Okay, that doesn't the county. I'm just looking at a radar. So Telder's got a siren going off in his county right now, and it's not because he's winning. Pull the safe move off here and get off the track, but knowing Telder playing hockey, he'd be the only guy I know of that will actually probably keep racing during a tornado. Wells has got himself a visitor right behind him. He's got a couple of them. Alex Bryson, Roethlisberger, and Carrington, all 3 of them have caught this 45 car. He does not see right there for Josh Gannon. He does not care. As Bryson goes to the lead on lap 94. So the Bolts that are back to the front now as these 4 get to racing hard. All of a sudden seeing a little bit of a rubber band effect here as the field stretched out, and now they're not so stretched out as Wells had to get out of it there as Roethlisberger chopped the nose. Carrington's able to go by, and Wells all of a sudden falls back to 4th as Stephen Miles comes to pit road. Aaron Beaver must have had an issue or something there as he was trying to get to pit road. Kyle Ethier coming to pit road, and we've got green flag pit stops. As we're going to look here, just take a peek. It looks like he's okay right now. Is at lap 97. So this is 34 laps into this run. So still plenty of, wear in his tire left, I would say. But it's still something I'm going to keep an eye on as these cars come to pit road, especially if they don't take tires here. Yeah, his right front looks okay. You can see some lines a little bit. Let's check out AB and how about Kobe Wells? These guys, because Wells started to fall back. You wonder how his right front looked. You see Bryson pulling into a stall. Colby's tire looks fairly well. Doesn't look terrible. And trust me, this is not like... I got work to do on this camera. I've been trying to get it right and to where I can get you a distinct look. So there could be some... As Craig Martin pulls into his stall. Everybody's tires are looking okay right now, so, and I just don't think we've run enough, but it's always good to look. As 4 tires and fuel and all these guys pull away. Again, this track is one of those tracks I am literally staying out until I have to come to pit road. I don't care how much track position I lose. Alright, so now I took a look real quickly as I'm multitasking over here. Ty Young coming to pit road now, so Durhold, Russo, the guys that pitted at that last caution, the only ones that have stayed out so far. So the cell that I think is where he is to the east of him, I think. Because there's nothing in Grand Rapids right now at all. It's either east or this one. It's to the south and east of Grand Rapids, so he should be okay. Anyways, Durhold leads with 47 laps to go, and you're going to see the tires start flying past here. Durhold sliding up there a little bit on his old coworker. Sense why I was distorted. I just realized my mic is turned up game-wise. Anyways, you see the 88 going to go by of Parent. Or not Parent, sorry. That's Dylan. Wrong Josh. Up here for third, teammates as Telder goes by Ramsey. So that's a pass for the third position right now. These guys all pitted at that lap 75 caution, so they'll be coming to pit road in the next 5 laps, I would say. Landon with a 6-point throw. Oh, and there's the caution. Oh, man, and it's the leader. Well, then. Durhold gets passed by Craig Martin. Got the tires of Cornwell coming by, and no, Cornwell, yeah. Well, apparently Landon didn't know Cornwell was coming. Wow, that just... We're talking about flipping a race now. This is why I say you want to be the last ones to pit road at this track for some reason. Just it always happens. A caution comes out. And now here's the interesting move of the race that I see happening here. So the leaders are all coming to pit road, most of them. As Russo's on pit road, Durhold's on pit road, Eurykio and Ramsey come to pit road. One car has decided to stay out, and that is Matt Telder. And why is Telder staying out? And I think I know his theory here. So Miles gets the lucky dog. So he's back on the lead lap here in the third position now, and he'll fall back to fifth at the restart. So basically every car now that is behind Telder is going to get trapped a lap down. However, is Telder coming to pit road now? He is. So that just changed everything I was about to say. I was about to say Telder was going to lock these cars a lap down, but now he comes to pit road and will join this crew of cars, and that's going to bring all these other guys the wave around. And this is probably going to cause confusion on the restart because these guys are going to get the wave around. They're going to have to get right on back around this track back here to the restart. So now Devin Ramsey's the leader of this race. He and Russo. And 42 laps to go, so we've got ourselves a little bit of a fuel mileage race here. Now, in these cars, could you make it 40 laps? Maybe? Probably not, because I don't think you have enough time to save. But if you let it roll through the corner, as here goes your wave around. As they go boot, scoot, boogie into the pace car, trying to get back around real quick. As there's your remaining cars from that caution on the lead lap. And here come your wave around cars. And they should get back in time for the green flag to come back out. And the pace car throwing up some dust. As Russo leads them to the green. Landon Durhold, who just brought the caution out, is second. Nick Eurykio third. Devin Ramsey fourth. Telder fifth. Miles, the lucky dog, sixth. And then we have now up to 12 cars on the lead lap, I believe, now. Yes. Randy Cornwell, the first car lap down. So that caution actually ends up being a lucky break for Miles because he gets the lucky dog. He gets back up to the top. Caution's back out. Caution. And it is for someone. It might be Sammy Davis. Well then. All of a sudden, it's like Cornwell's bumper became magnetic or something. Somebody had to have been blinking out there. I wonder if it was a 6. I'm going to stack that one up on one of the weirdest tracks I've ever seen. Alrighty then. All right, caution number blah, 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 in the race. 113 laps out of 150 complete. I mean, who's got what tires left? I have no clue. Cornwell would have been a lucky dog there, but that whole situation there with that wreck probably took that away from him. So I'm guessing the 100 car should get the lucky dog here. Do a time check here real quick. Thank you, viewers, by the way, for watching. I say time check here because you just never know with these races. It is 4:30 on April 23rd, which is today's date. 4:30. Yeah, we still got 3 hours left in the race, so we're good. I don't think we're gonna hit darkness, but you never know. So the reason why, by the way, this track is concrete, in case you never knew, it was obviously done back in 1995, and the reason why the track is concrete is because these cars carry so much weight, obviously, in them, and then when you think of the downforce and stuff of the car with the tires and the power that these cars have, back in the heyday in the early 90s, it would tear the track up, believe it or not. And so the owners at that time of what was Dover Downs International Raceway, I think it was, ripped up the asphalt and put concrete down, because concrete's a lot better and can handle the horsepower and the weight of the cars and stuff like that compared to asphalt. That's why Martinsville has concrete corners, same reason. Bristol, same reason why it's concrete, is because of the way that the cars drive with the horsepower and stuff in the cars. So ever since 1995, the same Dover concrete has sat there. As Russo launches, I would have probably waited a little bit more because he's got to get a run now on him. Girl outside, tell her going to stick her in there. Nope. He thought about it. Here comes Eureka with a big run now. Russo holding third as Eureka trying to hold off Colby Wells. Shuts the door on him there. Cars on the lead lap is almost some contact. Eureka got tight and Colby almost had a run at it to get out of it. This is opening the door for Roethlisberger, who gets loose. Both of them get loose. know, these cars are all over the place. Fantastic. As Durhold opens up the top side for Telder. Crossover might be coming here if he doesn't get the run. Well, Durhold with a good runoff too. Here comes Russo back to the inside looking, not able to get it. Here comes Wells now. Still got one more pit stop to go in this race. And Landon got loose underneath Telder, and Telder goes to the front, but here comes Wells now. 3 wide down the back. Oh, and into the wall goes Landon. And around goes Stringle back there also. And this is no track blocker. Oh, and Carrington gets glued by Ethier. Yeah, there's that Dover track blocker we talked about. He carries so much speed. Yeah, nice save by Durhold there. Comes off the corner, almost some contact. 3 wide going into 3. Landon gets a little loose and then Eurykio gets to him. Nice job by Bryson and Miles to miss. And then there goes Stringle and there goes Cornwell and Casey slops. And here comes Ethier in there hot. And here goes Clement just takes care of himself. When all else failed, Clement Downey might have did the smartest thing out of them all. Just yeet yourself. Bam! Kyle literally goes underneath the 99. I mean, that was a little late on the brakes, but Jesus. I mean, he might be able to get the chassis number from that hit. He's trying to save fuel. I mean, he literally lifted Casey off the ground and hit Cornwell himself. That's a first. All right, let's watch this one more time because you could almost argue here that Carrington did not touch Cornwell. All right, Kyle's off the gas here. Problem is he's coming so fast. So see, Casey has not touched Cornwell yet. Goes underneath, hits Cornwell himself. Okay, Casey lands on top of him. That's a new one for me. All right, so we had pit stops, by the way, there. As we're at lap 124. Everybody but Russo came to pit road and Lewis. And it looks like everybody behind them took tires and got damage fixed. Now, I always bring this story up because Casey Carrington's car reminds me of that exact deal. At Texas, in a ARCA race before the Gen 4s, I was involved in a wreck that flipped my car. Literally, I tumbled. Car was fine, went back to pit road, got the damage fixed. It was like 3 minutes of damage, and this just tells you how many cautions were in that race. And I ended up winning the race and got back to the front, through pit strategy and being fast, and won the race. So if Carrington can get that car fixed and others, he might be okay in the end. Let me look at that 99. Look at it. I mean, you can't even tell it got in the air. Everything's fine. Nothing, no problems at all. He's probably not in a good mood, or else I'd bring him up there and ask him if there are any bunk beds for $99 you can get at Aaron's. But anyways, if so, Kyle's going to take the bottom side. All right, so the front row, this ought to be good, has old tires. Russo's last pit stop, 106. Lewis's last stop was the last caution at 112. And this is that time to remind you that anytime you spin the tires on iRacing, your car usually goes to the right. Even on a banked front straightaway like Dover, the car goes to the right. So Lewis and Dominic need to be careful here. Russo takes off early again. And Towner's going to go around into the wall. Off of Colby Wells. And everybody straightens up now, they reckon. Kyle Ethier gets turned. Check-up city, unfortunately. And this is turning into a demo derby. This all starts Lewis. Yeah, pace car's having a little fun. Lewis goes up the track here a little bit and loses his momentum. Colby shoots the middle, and unfortunately, it was just tight there. Roethlisberger and Bryson all get involved. They keep it straight. It's here where Carrington and others get involved. Let me get you a better view of the wreck here, because the wreck actually happens behind them. Here we go. Oh, Casey gets into Landon, who checks up. There goes the 8 around. Dylan gets a piece. How many viewers I got? 13? Okay. I appreciate the 13 viewers watching tonight. I know this has been a little bit of a wreck fest. But appreciate everybody joining us this evening. This caution presented by Walmart Water. Cheers. Anyways. All right. Hey, a little bit of NASCAR news, by the way, for today. We'll go ahead and get this out in case people didn't see it. Eric Jones going to be out this week at Dover as he suffered a fractured vertebrae in his back. So Corey Heim is going to start the 43 car. Apparently he's a reserve driver for the Legacy Motor Club team. And then also a little bit ago it was announced the All-Star format for North Wilkesboro this season. They're going to have alternate tires. Basically they're going to have they're setting up the wet weather tires with like a dry compound or something. So you'll be able to run 2 different sets of tires during the race. And I think you got to run them both at one point, kind of like IndyCar does, and so on and so forth. So interesting format there. They're adding a 3rd stage to the race. So It'll be, what, 100 laps and then 50 and then 50 to finish the race off. I think that's what it said, if I remember correctly. But so, interesting news today. Alright, so pace car going to go off again. Potentially might need some fuel in that pace car by the time this thing's over with. This time Russo took the top side. Interesting call here. And if I'm him, I wait a little. Or not. He's going to go. I see what he's trying to do, but he's still in the middle of the corner. You want to wait till you get to the exit and fire, because then you at least get the run down the straightaway. As Telder gets loose, and oh, he's dead. Landon's potentially dead. And caution's back out. What happened to the 10? He goes down there, doors Colby. I think he Danica'd himself, potentially. All right. He might spun the tires there. But, that makes sense then. Okay, thank you for clarifying. I'm like, So caution's out. Telder saying he got a meatball in his car. That's why I wouldn't steer. So that would make a little more sense of that. But still, that car's done now. That's more than a meatball now. The meatball's got a meatball from that hit. All right, some more cars coming to pit road. Bryson, Ethier, Carrington. All these cars getting damaged, fixed. So it's a good time to remind you they have 3 green-white checker or overtime finishes. So Dover, Delaware, by the way. Well, this is kind of ironic. Let me Elder. Wow, Telder's in Kent County. This is ironic. Dover, Delaware sits in Kent County, Delaware. Named by William Penn for Dover, which is in Kent, England, which is Kent County, so that all makes sense. Had a population of 39,403 as in 2020. Believe it or not, if you go back to 2020, you might remember Hurricane, what was it, Isaias, I believe it was, or something like that. It had a weird name to it, started with an I. EF2, tornado struck the city of Dover, believe it or not. The tornado tracked 35 miles, longest in the state history. No casualties, thankfully. I forget how that storm was pronounced. It was like Isaias or something. All right, there, we're going to go green. 14 laps to go. There's a history lesson for Dover for you. All right, Lewis, Miles, Wells, Colby Wells there in third. Craig Martin fourth. Nick Uricchio fifth as Lewis launches. Once again, I think he launched a little early. And when I say early, I mean for the sake of getting through the corner. But he actually did okay, it looks like here. Wells clears for second. Oh, and Lewis yeets himself into the wall. Colby Wells to the front. And I think Lewis just... Never mind, he didn't tow it. Had him so far to the inside of the track, it thought he was on pit road. That's funny. Now Lewis is on pit road. And another car, Cornwell to the bottom. As Wells runs the fastest lap of the race there, 22:30. Let's get it. And then he about wrecks himself off too. Evan Ramsey up to the fourth position. Oh, and there goes more wrecking. Cornwell, there in the 29 literally climbs over to 22. And why not hit the barrels too? Anybody got anything you want to talk about? That gets into the 22. That Carrington takes the car to the windshield now. I think every part of his car has been hit. He's been hit in the undercarriage by Ethier. He just had a car land on his windshield. This ought to be a good view. Yeah, my camera. Well, the good news is we're still an hour and a half from darkness. But we get to overtime, we might not get this race finished. But either way. 50 viewers, by the way, who's hung around. By the way, I put a short up a little bit ago. You guys might want to check out. I ran a NIS race on Sunday, Sunday, and I asked an interesting question during the race, and got some pretty interesting answers. So I actually turned it into a YouTube short. And thanks, Teller, by the way, for the help with that question. But we'll go check on it here, see what kind of views we've had so far on it. It's not bad. Probably could title it different and get some more views. Coming to the green flag here at lap number, where are we at? 143. Here we go. Green flag back out. And around goes Ty Young. And caution comes back out. He saved the car. Good save by Ty. And Russo got him. Hell of a save. So we should get the green with about 3 to go, 2 to go. And so any wrecks after this will put us into overtime. And let's see. Just taking a peek at the... Sometimes you get a filled time, right? So I'm looking over here at the official schedules right now. What we got out here? So Gen 4 running at the Rock. That's fun. Of course, all the A, B, C cars are at Dover. Sarah, unfortunately, I don't have any access to that stuff now. That's all Lewis. So, is Dave saying anything in chat? Yeah, I gave up all that stuff. Carb Cups at Auto Club. Arca's at Lucas Oil. Lewis is probably not even in the room now. It's hang on, I might have access. Oh, you know what? I can't get to it. Well, Sarah, ask. Okay, what's the penalty for? Because I'll see if I can clear it. If it's for passing under yellow. I don't have my wheel hooked up or anything, so I have no access to audio of the cars, of the drivers. Just ask him if it's for passing under yellow, and if that's the case, I'll clear it. Or if I can, I'll try to clear it. Passing pace car when he was the lucky. I mean, I can technically clear it, but he might get in trouble for it. That's up to Lewis. But let me see if I can even clear it. Oh, that's deep. Yeah, apparently I got access. There you go. I cleared it for him. So, and again, if it turns out to be a penalty, that might be a penalty or something. So, just FYI. So. You're welcome. Look at him, even doing admin stuff now. Hey, Lotus 79 at Road Atlanta. That'd be interesting. Porsche Cup at Sebring. Look out, Clark. There's one for you. Ooh, IMSA Racing at Mugello. I actually enjoyed that circuit when we were in there last season. All right, here we go. Going back green. This is not overtime. This is, matter of fact, this is the third straight race, last 3 days, that we've had a restart with 2 laps to go in the actual race. And you can see the lights are getting brighter. That means it's getting darker. 2 to go. Green flag. Oh, Russo's in the wall. Hello, overtime. Carrington, Young. There goes Dylan in there. And this is just total junk. All right. Well, they wrecked. Simple way of putting out. Looks like Carrington got into the 36 or the 63, one of the two here. Yeah, looks like, I think Carrington got into the way. Who knows? Viewers, just know that I appreciate each and every one of you. This is why I share with you. I appreciate you guys each week. Because races sometimes can be like this. Hey, thank you, Mr. Juro. Tomorrow night, Lucas Oil Raceway for GLSR, for those who race or want to come watch. Kind of intrigued now. I mean, might have to go run that Mugello race at IMSA this weekend or something. Such a cool track. You know there's an Air Force base in Dover, by the way? Looking at things to do in Dover. You have the Air Mobility Command Museum, which, of course, is part of the Air Force base. This is kind of concerning, actually, when a bowling alley is one of the top places to go check out. Okay. There's a casino resort, which, of course, is on the back straightaway of the track, right over here to the right. Get the Biggs Museum of Art. There's a brewery. That's cool. And now we're talking. That's according to visitdelaware.com, by the way. Notice the sky's getting pinker. Seriously have somebody getting mad in Discord right now about that wreck. That makes me laugh. Anyways, hey, I'm trying to keep myself straight here so I could be like an unbiased broadcaster, but you know, I'm sure I'm not sounding the most professional right now, but I'm okay with that. Hey, my viewer count all of a sudden's going up. This is good. What the hell did I do to deserve that? As Wells leads him back to the green. Miles Martin, Ramsey there in fourth, and Kyle Ether up to fifth. As long as nobody touches anybody here for the next quarter mile, we'll make it back to the white flag. Thank you. Ramsey saved it, thankfully. Final lap. Martin trying to get second. As Colby Wells going to lead the most laps and get himself a win here in Dover. Miles finishes second, Martin third, Ramsey fourth, Bryson. Your top five. Kind of cool. The dust is like a different color because of the way the sun is and stuff. All right, final results. As well as wins it, Miles Martin, Ramsey, Bryson, Young, Carrington, Eurykio, Ethier, Fight, Cornwell, Stringle, Dillon, Russo, Downing, your top 15. Roethlisberger, Lewis, Telder, Durhold, Davis, Beaver, Parent, Dinsmore, and that's all, folks. Rosenberg finishing 24th in the race. Sorry, Dylan, I just couldn't get your name out there. All right, let's talk to the top three, if they even want to talk. Craig Martin finishes third, so let's get Craig. As Craig, congratulations, man, on the surviving first off and finishing in the third position.
Hey, thanks, Chris. That was a marathon of a race, I gotta tell you.
Slightly.
I hope you had a packed lunch and some fluids because we were definitely in for a long haul, and just good to survive that. And I think I got a 0x. I don't know how.
Whoa,
but
nice.
I was able to come through the fire, and I'm okay.
Way to go there, Tom Cruise. Well, unfortunately, it's one of those races, but hey, good points night in the end. I'm sure that's going to help you a ton.
Yeah, absolutely. Always helps.
Well, great job.
And,
go ahead. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to cut you off.
I was just going to say thanks to the boys back in the shop and my teammates tonight, which is Casey and Dylan. Unfortunately, they had some unfortunate circumstances, but other than that, we had a pretty decent night turning some laps, and of course to my dad.
There you go. Well, you even got shout. You got any more shout outs?
I could keep going if you like.
Yeah, sure, why not? This is that time usually where I'm like, hey, give me shout outs.
Well, one more very important one, especially to yourself. I mean, putting in the time and broadcasting us, and sometimes we look silly, sometimes we look good, but you're always trying to make us look the best possible. And I always thank you for the great work that you do. I always go back and watch it, and always definitely a very good broadcaster. And how you don't have a sim yet, I don't know.
I can't talk now apparently, but we did learn about the city of Dover tonight.
Oh, nice.
Yes,
The hot spots and
apparently a bowling alley.
Yeah, check it out.
There's the casino there in the backstretch. We can go gamble a little bit if we want.
Yeah, before we head out of town, I'm sure we'll drop by and I don't know, maybe do up some fried bologna sandwiches or something.
What?
Yeah, check it out, buddy. Fry some bologna.
That's like Virginia type stuff there. No.
Absolutely, but you don't know what you're missing.
Okay, maybe I'll try it.
And don't forget, pineapples is not just for pizza.
Stop that. That's a foul right there. He gone. No, thanks, Rick.
Awesome. No problem, buddy. Have a great night.
You too.
Later.
He said pineapple on pizza. That's a foul immediately. I mean, that's like a flagrant 2 in the NBA. Get him out of here. All right. Second place to Stephen Miles as he finishes second. Sorry to interrupt the conversation. I'm sure it was a good one. But second place finish.
Yes, sir. It was a action-packed race, I guess you could say.
Slightly. Did you also get a 0x?
Yeah, I had a 0x. Yeah, I managed to miss some of the wrecks or whatever like that, but really just had a good time tonight, man. Just enjoy racing with these guys and just really just taking my time and letting it all sink in, man. Lap after lap, just taking it all in, just enjoying racing with these boys.
Before the chaos broke out there at the last half of the race, it looked like you were doing a lot of the just kind of hanging back, letting the race kind of come to you tire-wise. Is that what we were seeing a lot of?
Yeah, even though I feel like I'm one of the top racers, I still like to experiment, do research, and learn some things. So I ran 10-1, and just looking at the tires and the lap times and seeing how much different it is in clean air and traffic. And right there, I mean, the long runs, I felt like I was good enough. But Kobe, I mean, 99 laps he led. He deserved it, and he's my teammate. So I told him I wasn't even going to push it those last 10 to 20 restarts. So yeah, I mean, I was just thinking about a good points day, and I'm points racing and just trying to enjoy these last remaining races.
Yeah, and you're obviously going to extend that lead a little bit after tonight. So nice job on that, and congratulations. And I don't know what else to say. Just send some
Yeah.
shout outs.
I want to thank everybody in the league that races every Tuesday, man, to get on here and run laps and be competitive and have a lot of drama or good racing, wherever it is. I want to thank these guys, and they really kind of mold me to the race I am today. Thank you for broadcasting. Thank you for being a friend, and you taught me a lot too. And I'm pretty sure we go way beyond iRacing now. So thank you, thank Lewis, AB, Alfin, which he wasn't here today, Dean, Kobe. Thank my teammates for just being there for me, and thank God and my girlfriend, and that'll be it.
Absolutely, man. Great job. Congratulations on P2.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. As Miles finishes in the second position. And hey, shout out to who's this fried chicken 2325 guy? Appreciate you watching. And yeah, come back. Make sure you hit subscribe, please. That's pretty cool of him to say. Yeah, I'm just watching all the chat over here. Yeah, it's actually getting funny now. All right, let's talk to our winner here tonight. Colby Wells wins by default, if you will. Leading 99 laps in the race here this evening. Busts out the fastest lap there in the second to last run. And congratulations on another win.
Appreciate it. And, it got interesting there at the end. I didn't have a lot of people on my side there, but we brought it into victory lane, brought Chris and Ti back into victory lane, so that's all that matters.
Yeah, no, that's, I mean, as they say, the definition of racing is the first one to the start-finish line in the least amount of time. And that's what you did. So it doesn't matter how long it took. I mean, darkness tried to show up here at the end, and you still made it to the end.
That's right. It was a fun race, like I said in the earlier interview. I love this track, man. It's my bread and butter, no matter what car. There's just these certain tracks fit my driving style pretty good, and it was a really good race up until we had that point. I wanted to apologize to Matt Telder for hitting him on that straightaway on the restart. That wasn't my intention. I just wanted to take it through there and then go into one and see what happened. But I doored him, and then I guess he hit the gas too quick and lost grip, which was, I mean, still my fault. But apologies to him. Yeah, it was a good race up until that point, and either way, it was a great race. I mean, this is a hard track with a hard car, and I feel like we all did a decent job.
Yeah, well, great job, man. Congratulations, and get some shout-outs if you like to.
Yeah, thank you for putting on the broadcast. Thank you to Chris Lewis. Thank you to my teammates. They stuck around for a while. Thank you to Marion, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. If you're looking for a vehicle, go ahead out there. I promise I won't sell it to you, so you can go out there and get one. Just thank you to the whole league for sticking around, and we'll put on another great show next week.
There you go, man. Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Thank you, man.
Absolutely. As Colby Wells goes to victory lane here tonight, and I'm going to probably go to that mall I just saw in the back straightaway over there and find a bar or something. Or that casino. It looks good. Anyways. All right. Next Tuesday's Daytona. We'll be on for that at 8:50 or 8:30, something like that. Tomorrow night, GLSR at Lucas Oil Raceway or Indianapolis Raceway Park. And yeah, we're going to go from there. Appreciate all the viewers. Thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it. And I'm going to go eat some dinner now. Enjoy your night. Remember, this isn't just a game. It's iRacing. I think. Anyways, where's my close button? I can't even find my end song. There it is. All right. See ya.